Hello, welcome to this primary candidate forum, co-sponsored by the Daily Record newspaper and the League of Women Voters. My name is Charlie Sorensen, and I am the Voter Services Chair for the League of Women Voters, Kittitas County. Founded in 1920, the League of Women Voters is a nonpartisan organization with 800 affiliates across the country. It encourages informed and active participation in government, works to increase understanding of major public policy issues, and influences public policy through education and advocacy. The League never endorses candidates or political parties at any level. We don't care how you vote, only that you vote. League membership is open to all genders, ages 16 and over, and we invite you all to join us. Our moderator for this primary candidate virtual forum event is Catherine Murphy. Catherine has been a member of the League since 2017, where she has filled a variety of roles at the state and local level. Thank you, Catherine.
Thank you, Charlie. I'm very pleased to have the opportunity to moderate our virtual 2020 primary candidate forums. These events offer voters an opportunity to hear directly from candidates in response to questions sourced from inside the community. As with everything else right now, we are learning how to modify traditional in-person events with virtual ones. The League of Women Voters records and retains a full unedited copy of all candidate forums. If any portion of a League forum is redistributed out of context to make a candidate appear to say something they did not say, or are edited to make a candidate look bad or in any way they did not actually look in the original forum, then the League of Women Voters will alert the media, provide the unedited video for comparison, and file appropriate complaints with any applicable government authority. For the virtual 2020 primary forums, we record each candidate interview using the same structure: a 60-second opening statement, 90-second responses to 3 community-sourced questions, and a 60-second closing statement. The forum recordings will be offered in 2 formats. Viewers can watch each interview as a standalone choice, and they can watch a compilation of all candidate interviews for each position in a 5-part playlist. This compilation shows the candidates in the order they appear on the ballot, answering the same question. Part 1 includes this introduction and candidate opening statements. Parts 2 through 4 show each question being asked, then each candidate's response. Part 5 shows each candidate's closing statements, plus my closing remarks. The forum recordings will be available at the Kittitas County League website and on our YouTube channel, on the Ellensburg Daily Record website and Ellensburg Community Television, Spectrum Channel 191, and Inland Networks. The Kittitas County Commissioners serve a 4-year term and are empowered to set county policy, adopt laws, implement them, and, except for the responsibility of other elected officials, carry out the day-to-day operations of the county. 3 candidates are running for the Kittitas County Commissioner, District 2 Commissioner 2 slot: Jerry Martens, Laura Oshadis, and Jessica Carricker. We thank them for running for this position. And now I want to welcome Jerry Martens to the forum. Thank you for taking the time to be with us. We will start with your 60-second opening statement. You can go ahead now.
Thank you. And I'd like to thank the League of Women Voter and the Daily Record for coordinating this forum. My name is Jerry Martens. My wife and I, Cheryl, moved into the area in 2000. We have called Cleellum our home since that time. My career has primarily been in commercial and residential construction. We now own a small business on First Street down in Cleellum. I encourage you to visit my website at jerrymartens.org to learn more. The decision to run for county commissioner was not taken lightly and centers on what I feel is and has been a lack of vision and planning by our leadership. Kittitas County deserves commissioners that run proactive planning over forced reactions. We need to define what our county's identity is, and this is especially true for the Upper County. My campaign is an issues-based campaign that will be primarily keyed towards the economy. Thank you.
Thank you. Question number 1. What are your priorities for the county budget as a result of the loss of tax revenues due to COVID-19? You have 90 seconds to respond.
First, I've been told that the budget is not being impacted by the COVID-19. That is something I can't believe at this point, and I think it's going to take a little bit more time to determine if, in fact, that is true. Regardless, as we move forward, we should be re-looking at the budget constantly, and in this particular case, reassessing the programs and how the operations continue within the county in light of what is happening with COVID-19. If it's not COVID-19, it could be something else. So the county has got to be thinking ahead, planning ahead, and making certain that the services that they are providing are not going to be interrupted by another event such as COVID. As we recently saw with the reactions at the county level, that has not been successfully, it hasn't been very successful in the county's reaction this particular time. So at this point, we need to readjust, reanalyze, and make certain that programs that are not essential can be put on hold and set back so that the budget can move forward with essential services.
Thank you. Question number 2. How would you ensure that county planning meets the needs of all community members, especially people of color, LGBTQIA, disabled, and low-income groups? Mr. Martens, you have 90 seconds to respond.
That's a good question, and I don't think that the county is in any position at this point to really look at that. We would need to clearly define what our operations are, what our impacts and responses to all people of all creeds, races, religions are. As we move forward, overreaction is just as bad as reaction in some, or can be just as bad as reaction. So it's something that I think that the county should be looking at clearly right now, making certain that they are prepared and making certain that they're addressing this need as we move forward into the, as we move forward. Thank you.
Thank you. Question 3. If elected, how will you ensure that the county complies with all state laws, public health orders, and governor's proclamations? Mr. Martens, you have 90 seconds to respond.
This again is a reaction to existing conditions. So we need to make certain that we're clearly in a position to anticipate things as they come forward. Could be floods, could be forest fires. In this particular case, it was a health directive. We've got to have a plan. We need to sit down and think about, prior to, at all levels of government in the county, all departments, what would happen under each one of those scenarios. Flooding is probably more of an issue, and I serve on the Flood Advisory Committee. On the committee itself, we are taking a proactive look at what has to be done and what could possibly come about with flooding, and proactively looking at conditions and issues within the county where we can turn around and react quickly. COVID caught us off guard. I understand that, but we can't let it catch us off guard again. So in meeting those mandates, we will have to be, you'll never know what they're going to be, but you've got to be able to be prepared to react to them as quickly as possible.
Thank you. Mr. Martens, you now have 60 seconds to make your closing statement.
Again, I would like to thank the League of Women's Voters and the Daily Record for their efforts in producing this forum. I have always thought that citizens should have a responsibility to hold our government accountable. I still feel this way and expect you to hold me accountable if you should elect me. An election is the only time that citizens can weigh in on how their government is performing. It is that time within an election that we have to look at our leadership and make certain that they're comfortable. The election is the only time that direction, vision, and leadership can be analyzed for its performance. If, like me, you are concerned about that present leadership and how it's being handled at our county commissioners level, then I offer my services. I have the background, experience, and level-headed leadership, qualities that will be necessary to find solutions to these questions. Be sure to visit my website, jerrymartens.org, and you can see further into my priorities and directions on what I think are necessary for this county.
Thank you,
Thank
Mr.
you again.
Martens. Thank you, Mr. Martens, for joining us and sharing your views with the voters of Kittitas County. As we conclude, I want to remind everyone that our ballot should arrive by July 17th, and we have until 8 p.m. on August 4th to return them. Not registered or need to change your address? You have till July 27th to do so online or by mail. After the 27th, you can register, update your registration, and vote in person through 8 p.m. on August 4th at the County Auditor's Office. And if you don't get your ballot, please call or visit the County Auditor's Office to take care of that. To get more information about all of the candidates running in the 2020 primary, the Kittitas League has created a nonpartisan online voters guide. You will also find links to candidate websites and other helpful resources. You can get information at vote411.org and the Washington State Secretary of State's office. Thank you to the candidates who made time to participate in our event. The Kittitas County League wants to thank the Ellensburg Daily Record newspaper for co-sponsoring these primary forums, and to the Ellensburg Community Television, Spectrum Network, and Inland Networks for showing the forum videos throughout the county. Finally, thank you to the many League volunteers who made these events possible. Your vote matters. Join me by casting your ballot in the August 4th primary. Thank you.